Welcome back to Wise Guys Bets episode 2. First things first, what can I say? If you follow along the channel, you know that I did pretty good last weekend in my UFC 273 bets. I could not ask for a better start to the channel. Who starts a betting channel and then goes 0 for 4 on my best bets? No, that didn't happen. We went 4 for 4. Let's go. This is the start we wanted. This is what we want to kind of put out there is that I do make these bets with research and I wouldn't give you all bad bets or bets that I wouldn't make myself. Any bet that you saw on the screen are bets that I made. I didn't make the to the moon parlay because I didn't have a chance to, but we hit it. Um, Also, yeah, I mean, let's get right into it. Let's start reviewing the betting recap. The best bets, 4 for 4. What more can I ask for? Morikawa destroyed Hovland. Morikawa was top 10. Hovland was struggling throughout the tournament. Madsen by decision was easy money. The Mallet, Gary, and Durham parlay, rarely ever a doubt. And Tiger made a cut. Come on, Tiger hasn't missed a cut since like 1996. That was easy money at even odds. Who could have asked that, or who could have made a better bet for us? 4 for 4 on the BC's best bets last weekend. Like I said, I do want to hit every single one of these. My goal is to be above 50%. If we can be above 50% going forward and above 50% overall, I think that would be called a winning betting strategy, and we would be taken from the casinos in these betting operations, which we know we love to do. So 4 for 4 this weekend. Couldn't ask for any more. If you would like to follow along, like I said, we're not going to go 4 for 4 every weekend. We're not going to get 100%. We're going to have down weeks. We're going to have great weeks. This happened to be a great week, and it happened on week 1, so you couldn't ask for anything more. But like I said, let's try to be above 50% total and go from there. Like I said, back to the UFC 273, Madsen to win and by decision, easy dub. Rosenstrike didn't end up fighting, so we'll kind of throw that one out as the bet was void. The parlay hit, like we said, perfect. I mean, that was a guaranteed money parlay. Come on, let's go. And the dart throws, if you remember back to last episode, sorry about that. I did say that we're going to throw small dart throws on the 3 underdogs in the 3 main fights. All you need to do is hit one and you profit. We hit Sterling at 3.65 to 1. Even if you didn't agree with the decision, it still hit and it still allowed us to profit from the 3 dart throws that we said we were going to make. So overall, UFC 273 couldn't have went any better. And if more UFC nights go like this going forward, we're gonna be Jeff Bezos in a couple months. So let's keep at it. The two in the moon parlay, like I said, it hit. Unfortunately, Rosenstrike didn't end up fighting, so these odds were probably around 10 to 11 to 1, but still great odds. Come on, 10 to 11 to parlay hit the first week. The two in the moon parlay is just supposed to be a dart throw $5 to win, 85, throw 10 to win 165, and it hit. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we can hit another one. Although I think this one was a lot easier as most of these were favorites besides Madsen. And let's go. All right. Moving on, we're going to look at the betting schedule. Wow, the formatting's trash on this, but who cares about formatting? We're degenerate sports gamblers, and the formatting will improve over time, but what's the most important thing about a sports betting YouTube? The bets. I'm showing you the bets, and that's all I got right now. So we got the NBA playoffs round 1 and a UFC fight night, which to be honest has a lot of fighters I'm not 100% familiar with, but let's try to make some money as I do know some of them, and we're going to bet on them. Um, NBA playoffs round 1. First, we're going to go the Nuggets to win the series plus 225. I know this is kind of a long shot. This isn't something that you throw a bag at. This isn't something you throw a bunch of money at, but it is something that we can throw a little change on because plus 225, I don't think Golden State's at like the peak right now. And come on, they don't have anyone to stop uh, Jokic. Come on, Jokic is the best player in the NBA right now. He's probably going to win MVP. I think he was like minus 500 last time I see it. And the MVP to win a series at plus 225, even though they do have the lesser team overall around Steph, or Jokic has a less team than Steph does, I do think the Nuggets to win the series at 2.25 to 1 odds is not bad. Bucks to sweep Chicago. The Bucks to sweep anyone at this point is a good bet besides maybe the Celtics, but I'm gonna put the Bucks to sweep Chicago at plus 230. I think that they're just the overall way better team. and Chicago's kind of in shambles right now. So with those two things knowing, and Giannis maybe being the best player on the planet, notice how I said that for Jokic too. There's a little bit of debate going on right now. But come on, Giannis in the playoffs, he's going to step it up. Chicago has no one to stop him. Really, no one does. And I think they're going to sweep them. So plus 230. Um, Next, we'll go on to Celtics. The Celtics are negative money to beat Brooklyn, but I just see the Celtics overall as the way better team. They have been the best defensive team in the NBA, and it really hasn't been close. And we're gonna bet on them to beat Brooklyn. I know this is a kind of a risky bet, they would say, but the Celtics have a way better overall team. Of course, Brooklyn has maybe the two best players in this series, but the Celtics team overall will be able to handle everyone else besides Durant and Irving, and they should win this series. I'm predicting maybe a 4-2. Grizzlies minus 130 on the spread. They are minus 1.5 games, so they would either have to win 4-2, 4-1, or 4-0, and I see that happening easily. The Minnesota's been arguably one of the best teams in the NBA this year. They got better with John Morant getting hurt. Now getting him back, Minnesota doesn't have anyone to stop Morant. They do have kind of interior defenders, but no one's going to be able to stop Morant. And them winning 4-2, 4-1, or 4-0 at minus 130 is a great bet. I think this is one of the better bets of the playoffs. And we don't know because the game's going on right now, but the Suns to sweep whoever comes out of that Pelicans Clippers series, I feel like is almost a guarantee at this point. This is my lock of the playoffs round one. The Suns will sweep round one, and they might even sweep round two as well. But come on, I'm betting the house on the Suns to sweep in round one, and I think you throwing a bet on it is not a bad idea as well. That's enough for playoffs round. I'm extremely excited about the playoffs. I do think that the East is wide open. The Celtics have been the best team in the NBA over the last couple months. The West, the Suns are the best team and are actually negative odds to win the West. But come on, we know that Chris Paul is injury prone. We know that things happen in the playoffs, so don't count anyone out. Like I said, I do have the Mavericks, but with Luka getting hurt, that really sucks, and I'm not going to bet that series because we don't know anything about Luka and when he's going to come back. That's enough for playoffs round one. What we're going to get into now is, of course, the money maker itself, the UFC, and we're going to try to make some money during the UFC fight night. Like I said, it's a pretty low-key card, so I don't think there's any huge money opportunities, but let's make some money on it. UFC Fight Night, Martin Buday is going against a guy that it's kind of like a run-of-the-mill guy, and the minus 240 odds on him is, I think, good odds. And Buday is like a 9-1. He's won all of his fights inside the distance, and I even think at round one at plus 170, throw a dart at that, $5 to $10 or whatever your small unit is. And I think Martin Buday will be able to put him out. So we will be throwing some change at Martin Buday and some change at round one plus 170. Jakar Close, he's minus 700 to win this fight. I've looked at his profile. He wins all of his fights by decision. Though he did have a loss, which was a great fight with Beneil Dariush last year, and has had a lot of cancellations. Sorry about that. Those are probably my degenerate gambling friends, let's be real. All right, and Jakar Close only wins by decision. So Jakar Close plus 160 to win by decision, I think is great odds. If he's going to knock this guy out, he's showing something he's never shown before, and that's ability to finish a fighter in the UFC. He wins all of his fights by decision, so why should this go any different? And he's in minus 700 favorite to win the fight. Devin Clark minus 180. Now, Devin Clark is fighting William Knight. William Knight's like maybe 5'10", but the dude's jacked. He looks like a bodybuilder. Devin Clark is a natural heavyweight, and William Knight's moving up to heavyweight. One of my kind of key betting strategies is to bet against fighters who move up or down in weight. It usually doesn't work. I won a ton of money on Dan Hooker moving down, and I just bet against fighters moving weights because it usually ends up in a bad decision. So Devin Clark minus 180, I'm going to take that all day. Now Andre Fiallo, this is a bet that I think could hit, and at plus 160 odds, I'm going to bet on it because he's fighting a Miguel Baiza who is extremely crazy in the way he fights. He's susceptible to being knocked out. He's susceptible to being taken down, and although he does fight an exciting fight, I think he's extremely vulnerable to a better fighter. He just hasn't fought that better competition yet. I think Andre Fiallo, he hits a wall at Andre Fiallo, Miguel Baeza does, and Andre Fiallo wins this. So we're going to throw some money at Andre Fiallo at plus 160 and run with it. Pat Sabatini, very similar to Drakkar Close. He's favored by like minus 500, minus 600, but by decision. He is a decision fighter. When you look at his wins, he kind of just controls the fight and gets the decision and moves on. I'm going to bet him to win by decision, and I don't see Pat Sabatini winning any other way than decision. Kind of like Drakkar Close. I know I'm moving fast, but I do want to keep these episodes fast because I do know that people don't care necessarily about my thoughts. They just want to follow the bets. So let's move fast and run through these. Moving on to the BC's best bets, we're gonna go back to the breadwinner, the UFC. Devin Clark, Andre Fiallo, and Martin Buday. I really am confident in these bets, and a three-leg parlay of these is plus 459. I'm gonna throw some money on that as well, and I hope we can at least win two of these, if not all three, and we'll be able to at minus 180, minus 240. If you're throwing enough money on that, I say these are guaranteed bets. These are best bets. These are the money makers. So throw some money at these and let's make some money. Moving on to the moon parlay. We do have a five leg parlay. It's very similar to the last one. $10 to win 167. It does include our Bude. It does include Fiallo. It does include Clark, and it does include the Sabatini decision that we talked about. The other one is Pani Kianzad. I watched her on The Ultimate Fighter. She's a dog. She's a great fighter. And although I don't think she's a championship fighter, I do think that against the lower level competition, she should be able to pull it out. I don't think she's a minus 450 favorite, so it would be a very surprising loss if she did lose. Let's hit the To The Moon parlay. Let's hit the best bets. I will be throwing money on all these bets, so please know that when I do advise people on bets, I do remind people of this all the time. I do put money on this, so this isn't just me throwing out random stuff. This is me following up on my bets and following up on my advice. So let's go to the moon this week. I know last week we had some difficulties with the production, but I hope you can actually see the bets this time. And please give me feedback and like and subscribe, and I will be making these videos weekly. Thank you, and I hope we go to the moon, and we're well off on our way based on week one. So love you guys, love you all, and see you next week.